My name is Don Mongrain. I'm the current president of the Romulus Democratic Club, and today we're hosting a debate for the two candidates for state representative in this district, Alexandria Taylor and Alex Garza. At this time, I'd like to invite the two candidates to come take a seat, and we will get things started. Whatever's comfortable. So, before we get started, I'd like to give both candidates 2 to 3 minutes to just introduce themselves and what they're all about, and then I'll bring up our moderator for the afternoon. So, if you have a preference on who wants to go first.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexandria Taylor. I grew up here in Romulus, graduated from Romulus School. I graduated high school in 1998. Thereafter, I went to college, and after I graduated from college, I came back here and purchased my first home. I decided to run for state representative because I was tired and frustrated and fed up with what was going on in our district. Specifically here in Romulus, we don't even have a grocery store. Our educational system is failing. 70 teachers have resigned in the last 2 years. When my parents, we moved to Romulus and bought a home, they brought us here for a bright education. And part of that, and where I am today, is because of the educators here. My first grade teacher came to my baby shower. That is the life that I wanted for my children. That is why I came back here and purchased a home, because I wanted them to know that small town feel. However, what's happening here is a steep decline in that the turnover for the teachers, neighborhood kids don't even go to your district. We canvass these areas, and majority of the kids don't even attend our schools anymore. I'm tired of electing the same people over and over with nothing changing. For the past 7 years, I've been practicing law. I have managed my own law firm for the past 4 years, Taylor Law Firm. I have dedicated my career and my life to service. But also with that, working with opposing interests. Part of my career as a criminal defense attorney is working with the government, working with prosecutors, because at the end of the day, we have a shared interest, which is justice. We have different perspectives, but we have the same interest. And I am, without a doubt, the most qualified person for this. I am vested in this district. I am not going anywhere. I want to see the betterment of our district. No one can buy and pay for me. I'm going to do what is best for the community at all costs, no matter what anybody has to say about it. And so I look forward to speaking with you more during the debate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Don, and everyone, for hosting this today. I'm Alex Garza. I am running for state representative here in the 12th district. Currently, I'm the city council chairman for the city of Taylor, and I've served on the city council for the last 5 years. First being elected in 2013, and then going on to be reelected to the city council just last year, and as the highest vote getter and the chairman of the city council. What really got me involved in government in the beginning was actually going to State Representative Rashida Tlaib's office and asking for an internship. That's really where my service started at, was making sure that when I was actually in high school, going to my local state rep's office and saying, look, I'm interested in government, I want to make a difference in my community, and that's really where it all started for me. From there, working my way through the legislature, I actually was able to secure a position within State Representative Tlaib's office, and from there actually went on to running for city council myself in 2013. A lot of things were going on during that time in 2013 in my community in Taylor. There was a lot of things going on, such as a budget shortfall, which is $5 million in our general fund. There was access to services that weren't being taken care of in our city. There was a lot going on. It was a bad time in our economy, and we needed some stable leadership to run and be elected to the city council, to the mayor's office, to everywhere down the ballot. And so that was really where I was able to start my political service and my public service to the community. And from there, I actually was able to do many things. There's many things that have happened in the city of Taylor over the last 5 years. We've been able to tear down houses, unsafe structures near schools. We've been able to really get a hold of and grasp of our neighborhoods to make sure that we're doing our best to grow them from the bottom up, and making sure that we're doing our best to have a good relationship with our school district and our city. Because at the end of the day, when you have a school district that's struggling, and they're across the state, we have school districts struggling across this state, and we have to make sure that we have a city and school partnership to making sure that we are able to attract families to our communities. People are looking for desirable school districts, and we can't do that unless the state is helping our school districts get ahead. And our school districts are continuing to struggling, and not just here in Romulus, Taylor, Van Buren Township, and across the state. So I really want to make sure we're taking a look at just how we're doing things in Lansing to make sure we're funneling money to our school districts to ensure that our kids are getting the quality education that they deserve. And making sure that we're also looking at issues that are important to all of us. Here in Romulus, I've knocked on over 3,000 doors here in Romulus by itself. And we have two issues that are the biggest ones that I've heard. The grocery store. Why doesn't Romulus have a grocery store for the folks who live here? You should be able to shop right here in your local city for groceries and everything else. And also making sure that we're looking at auto insurance rates in this state. That's the second biggest issue I've been hearing at the doors. Making sure we're looking at how we do a better job at delivering auto insurance at a cheaper rate for the people of Michigan. But I definitely look forward to explaining to folks exactly how we plan to get there. But I just wanted to say those few things, and I thank everyone for having me today. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to invite the moderator for this event, Brittany Archer, to come up and take her seat. She has a series of questions for both candidates. To be clear, these questions were only written by herself and me. We did not involve anybody affiliated with either campaign. Neither campaign is aware of what these questions will be or of any of the material, so nobody had time to study in advance. And with no further ado, Brittany.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to jump right in, if that's all right with everybody. All right. The state of Michigan has passed a law barring same-sex couples from adopting children. The measure even had support from some Democratic members of Congress. Do you agree with this bill? And if elected, what actions would you take in relation to this bill?
Sure. I'll start with that one. First of all, the whole adoption process, when we're looking at children and the amount of children that we have that are in foster care who are looking to be placed into families, we need to look past exactly who we're looking at same-sex couples. If they are a couple that has the resources and the love that they're going to give to a child, then they should be able to absolutely adopt a child. We need to get past that. The whole stigma of having a same-sex couple who somehow would love a child less or provide for a child less is absolutely untrue. And that's just rhetoric that we see coming from the right a lot of times. And it's something that gets support from many representatives who might be Democrats who are agreeing with that rhetoric. And it's very dangerous when you take a look at saying that just because you're a same-sex couple, you can't adopt or you can't provide for children. Going into the legislature, one of the things that I will do, and I will make sure that I'll do as a representative for the 12th district, is make sure that we're fighting to make sure that things like that stay out of the bills that we're passing. I mean, we cannot continue to look at families and say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, when both of those loving families would have the same opportunity to raise a child in this state. So looking at that, we need to make sure that we kill legislation like that. We need to make sure that it stays out of our legislature, and we need to continue to make sure that we do things that would advance common sense policy that would make sure we put children in the most loving and secure homes possible.
Alexandria?
So I respect, as an attorney, I respect the decisions of our judiciary. And right now, same-sex marriages are legal. And so I absolutely respect the right of same-sex couples to adopt children. I just feel that there are so many bigger issues to worry about. If a child is placed in a stable, loving environment with parties that can provide a different life, then so be it. I mean, there are so many children out here. So just to give a little background, my family, we have group homes. and that's what we've done for the past 35 years. And so when my mom passed 2 years ago, I had to take over those group homes. And although we didn't have children, we dealt with a lot of providers that did, and there are homes that are filled with children. Why? Because they have nowhere to go. Nobody wants them. And so I look at it from a different perspective. As a parent, I understand what it takes raising a child to be a productive member of society. And so again, if you have two parents who can provide that, from my perspective, why would anyone stand in the way of that, irrespective of what their orientation is? And to me, no one has to agree with it. The fact of the matter is, if there's two people who can provide that type of stable environment, then let's do that. Because right now, these homes are overflowing with children. Children who are coming from broken families, taken by the courts. And so, to me, a viable solution, if you have two people that are willing and stepping up to do that, then by all means, yes.
All right,